Best case scenario, we have nothing to lose. What have we got to lose? Just say it. Because when you do so, when we do so, we will feel the difference. That way we know. We were all touched by it that way. So that is the reason why this Maha Mantra has been given by our Guru Maharaj. And we need not even, he would say, do not even view this as this is worship of Rama or Krishna. You don't even have to think of it like that. I worship Lord Durga, I worship Lord Shiva. Should I be doing this? Is it contradictory? It's not. So he would say that this is just a mantra. Just view it like that. Whatever practice that you're doing, just add this to your daily life. I would say you don't have to change anything. Do not change your beliefs. Just add this. It will help. Whatever you're doing, it will help, because this is supposed to help, say the scriptures, and it helps. In Tamil, we have this. I think everybody has heard of this little saying that says, Mayirnikin Uyirvara Kavarima. It talks about the Kavarima, the type of deer that supposedly, while describing how people should have self-pride, it says that for that deer, if it loses one hair follicle falls down, it would immediately give up its life. It's been described while talking about, as an example to say how one should have self-pride. They always give the example of this Kavarima. Okay, we've all read it. I read it in school. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it too. And the same way, you read so many things, right? When you talk about, say, Lord Narayana, they say that he is lying in this Parkadam, this ocean full of milk. They say, right? We all heard that. And what happens when we hear this is that I personally felt that way, that it's all too glorified. I think this is making it up, like fairy tale. It's probably not true. How can there be an ocean of milk? It cannot be. It's just beyond the reach of my intellect. And how can there be this deer that actually dies because just one hair falls? It's probably just all made up. Nice examples maybe, but it's not real. We used to think. You believe in the Kavariman and the Parkadal, but why do you accept this salty ocean? It's because you get to see it. It's there right before us. I don't have to imagine it's lying right there. Correct? The same way, at great length, the sages and rishis have spoken about the greatness of this Mahamantra, this Bhakti, and all these things. If you take and read the scriptures, you will understand that. They say that this is the greatest that can ever be. They talked about all kinds of benefits that you get by doing this, and how it will finally take us to God Himself very easily. But all that becomes like covering on and Parkadal for me, because it's just there in the book, so maybe they're all just making it up just to make me believe, just saying it in this glorified manner so that I get some belief in that, because I've not seen it. But when we see it, we believe it, and we see it. What I'm trying to say. When people chant this Mahamantra, we see such things happen. I have seen it right before my eyes, which is why so many people start taking it in the first place. As I said repeatedly, the purpose of this Nama is not this, not any of this. It's not to heal, or it's not to, cause something magical. The purpose of the faith, just like the tribe who believes in the salty ocean that it sees, things happen when you chant the Nama. Right before our eyes, that makes us believe in this. I can put any number of incidents like that happen, because after all, because if you have faith, a stone will not be moved. It will be God to you. If you do not have faith, even if that rod actually comes right in front of you, you will not witness it, because you will think that it's somebody else. We all know the story of Prahlada and Musanna, where Hiranyakashipu, the Asura, the demon, is against him, and he tries to get this out of his system somehow. He puts him through the school where he is taught that this is not the thing to do. And finally, we all know that that day comes when he comes back from his training, and Hiranyakashipu places his Prahlada right before him and asks him, "How did you learn that you learned at school?" So the question is very specific. He wants to know what is the essence. Fearlessly, Prahlada says that it is the name of the Lord Narayana. He is the essence of everything. He says, boldly he says, he is not afraid. Father is mad at him. And meanwhile, on the mountain, nothing happens to him because he is always chanting the names of Narayana. He is completely protected. So, Hiranyakashipu was clueless. He does not know how to solve this problem. And then, so he takes the time. So, where is he? Show him to me, then I will accept. Where is he? He says, he's pointing to that pillar in that palace. He says, this pillar goes from this pillar. Can you say that? He asks. And without hesitation, without doubt, without a second passing by, Prahlada does not even, I will show him. He said, I can see him. He is there already. So the point that I'm trying to say is that faith is important. When there is faith, even a pillar becomes God. That's what my master will say. There were these two friends. One was the good one who somehow had a guru and he was blessed that way, and he had faith in God and all these things right from the beginning. And this other friend, who's also his childhood friend, he's a skeptical guy. He never believes in all these things. He's the rationalist. Saying that I don't believe in all these things, and this is the only thing where the two friends do not coincide. That part, they don't coincide. There's always an argument. But otherwise they are in perfect synchrony. They just like each other very much. So this friend who is the believer, whenever he goes to his master, to his guru, he just had one prayer, not even for himself. He will always say that I have this best friend, I really care for him, and he is perfect in every way. He has all the good qualities. I like him very much. But one thing, for some reason, that he will not accept, he will not accept you, he will not accept God, he will not accept all these things. He does not believe. So if there's one thing that you can do for me, Guru Maharaj, I would like you to bless him in such a manner that he too believes the truth. Because I am his truest well-wisher. We use this word well-wisher all too commonly to denote anybody and everybody, but the real well-wisher is the Guru, or the one who takes us to the Guru, because he is the one that really does us well, who wishes well because he is taking us there. So he says that I am his true well-wisher, so I want him to know this. So now it's back to square one again, so he does not know what to do. He goes back to his master and he says, I followed the plan exactly like you said. He does not believe. In fact, he's become a stronger non-believer now. He's asking more questions to which I don't know the answer now. So what do I do? Guru laughs and says, see, this is why I told you that there's always the right time and you don't have to push for him. When it has to happen for him, it will happen. You don't have to do it. But this guy does not give up. He says, no, you have to somehow do it. All these books and stuff, it's not working, and no amount of convincing is helping. He is a rationalist. He says that he will only believe what he sees. He does not want to assume things and presume things. He will believe what he sees. Maharaj, I don't even ask this for my sake. For his sake, I ask you, can you make God appear before him tomorrow? Right before his eyes. As you and I see each other, like that. Make God appear before him. Because if he sees God, that's the question of denying him. He cannot deny it anymore. So can you please do that? Initially the Guru resists again. He tries to tell him that I really don't think it's a good idea because these things have to happen on their own. But because you asked, because you won't let go of me, I'll do it just this once, we will do it. After that we have talked about the same moments. And she says, okay, deal. So the next day, this friend is supposed to come and meet the believer friend in his home. He's waiting very eagerly because this is the day that God is going to appear before him because his Guru has given the word.